Sky Genie Entertainment presents the following. The following may not be suitable for children under the age of 18. It contains coarse language, sexual references, views, and personal opinions. The characters on this show are fictional and made for fun, not harm. You are listening to the Sky Genie Show. Hit the music! Hello and welcome to the Sky Genie Show, the absolute worst show ever. We're on episode 52 of the Sky Genie Show, and boy, we are hot off the heels of WWE Battleground. Well, probably not so much by the time we get to the end of the week, but anyway. So everyone's nightmares have come true. The great Khali has returned to the WWE. Because of course, the great Khali is the most entertaining superstar to ever step foot inside a WWE ring. Although, in all seriousness, I will say one nice thing about him. He has better promo skills than both Byron Saxton and Josh Matthews. In fact, I think WWE should replace Byron Saxton with the great Khali on commentary. He doesn't have to speak English, as it would be pretty damn entertaining. You can imagine Tom Phillips getting his antidotes in, then he throws to JBL. So what do you think, JBL? JBL goes on his bullshit rant, then he goes over, what do you think about it, great Khali? But let's not take anything away from the great Khali's 5-star wrestling ability, because that 5-star match you had with that other 5-star match he had with, Hey, remember his world title reign? Or, I don't think anybody wants to remember that. But it makes you wonder, who is the worst world champion in the WWE? Is it Jinder Mahal or the great Khali? They happen to be teaming up together. But now it begs the question, how many people out there who are not fans of John Cena are actually just wanting him to just now take it? Just take the title and put this miserable title reign out of our misery. That and the reign of Randy Orton. So let's face it, Randy Orton has been stale for years at this point. The fact that they made him WWE Champion after pretty much putting him in that silly feud with the Wyatt family. I mean, everybody remembers that stupid House of Horrors match that didn't end up to be for the WWE title, but oh well. I said this on Wrestling's National Committee this week, that here is what I think WWE should do. They should have John Cena win the WWE Championship from Jinder Mahal. They should also have Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Have him go on defending the title against everybody and anybody on their separate brands until you come to the Royal Rumble. You go to the Royal Rumble match, there happens to be some sort of fuck finish where there's no winner. For the first time in history, there is absolutely no winner for the Royal Rumble match. What you do is have John Cena versus Roman Reigns to unify the Universal and WWE Championship. Why do I say that? Well, if you've kind of noticed, both the WWE title and the Universal title. Either the Universal title has not been defended because of Brock Lesnar, and the WWE title is on a jobber. At the moment, the WWE title has lost a lot of prestige because it's on a jobber champion. And for Brock Lesnar, well, I am not against Brock Lesnar having a WWE title reign. In my opinion, Brock Lesnar is the most legitimate person to be Universal or WWE champion, but the fact that they booked him or put him in a contract with a certain amount of dates is kind of BS. See, they could utilize him better by having him appear at pay-per-views only, and having Paul Heyman come in to sign a contract, do the in-ring contract signings to have the number one contender face Brock Lesnar. But WWE has not done that, so we go to the next best thing. Combine the two titles, because at this point, having two world champions is very, very pointless. You could have one champion travel between two brands, build prestige in that title, and rebuild what WWE has ruined. Now, you can still have random matches with guys like Jinder Mahal or a flavor of the month to go along the way. Have the champion be in demand. Have a surprise win, a surprise loss. At the same time, you can build new number one contenders within each pay-per-view. The WWE title doesn't have to be on each separate pay-per-view. One pay-per-view could be done to bring a number one contender for SummerSlam or Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or something like that. Leave WrestleMania for the WrestleMania winner, of course. But this is WWE after all. They're not going to make a decision like that because that's logical. And I'm talking about putting prestige on titles, and WWE is not in the business of doing that, well, anymore. There was a day and age where the WWE Championship, Intercontinental Championship, Tag Team Championship, all the championships were made a big deal, and that they were main event champions anywhere you go. But nowadays, they're reduced to meaningless dribble. Just mindless props that we fans want to see in a bigger light. And it's funny when wrestlers and writers and all these other people go online and say, well, it's just a championship, it doesn't mean something, they didn't actually win a championship. Well, here's the thing. When you get invested into something, you're watching a show, you want to suspend your disbelief. And the idea for wrestling is for it meant to look like a shoot. It can be a little sprinkled in, a bit of bullshit here and there, but it's meant to look like a shoot. And of course you got indie feds out there who do all that flippy, floppy shit. And I understand there's no psychology in some of the matches out there in the indie scene, but still, it's meant to be a shoot athletic contest. That's what it's meant to be written like. It's meant to resolve with conflicts between people. The issue is that WWE goes out of its way to tell you that, hey, this is predetermined, this is not real, this is blah blah blah. But it's like revealing Santa Claus to a kid. You don't see Christmas shows or Easter Bunny shows that portray the Easter Bunny and then say at the end of the show, hey, this isn't real, this is all just bullshit. They allow you to have the fantasy as a child, so in wrestling should really be the same, and for years and years it was. We understand that wrestling isn't real, we understand it's predetermined, but at the same time, you watch any TV show, it's meant to suspend your disbelief. And it's funny because this pay-per-view people are saying is the worst pay-per-view of the year. And I watched Great Balls of Fire and I thought that was probably the best pay-per-view of the year. The difference between Battleground and Great Balls of Fire. Great Balls of Fire left you wanting to watch Raw because, if you remember, they left the ending, well, one of the big story points to have you watching for tomorrow, which is smart what WWE did, was when they put Braun Strowman in the back of the ambulance, Roman Reigns smashed into another truck. The had you wondered was Roman Reigns turning heels, so you tuned in the next day to see if Roman Reigns was turning heel. Sadly he didn't, and his punishment was getting a title shot with Samoa Joe to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I mean, great punishment, wasn't it? But also, they did it again with the big secret and the big reveal for last week, where it turned out that Kurt Angle had an illegitimate son, or a strange son in Jason Jordan, my black son. But yet, with this SmackDown pay-per-view, and because I finally seen clips now, I didn't watch the pay-per-view live, but I've seen clips of it now, and I saw the ending of that. It didn't make me want to watch SmackDown. It has not made me want to watch WWE in a long time, as I'm sorry, crap is crap. And I'm still watching wrestling, by the way, but WWE I am watching a lot less these days. And that is surprising, because I'm somebody who used to watch it religiously, and I probably said this in the last episode of the Sky Genie Show, that I was watching wrestling since I was 13 years old. That's a pretty long time to be a wrestling fan. Considering what, I'm 29 now, that's over 15 years. Even my friends and family would be surprised to say that I'm not watching wrestling as much these days because I've watched it religiously my whole adult life and teenage life. Anyway, let's move on to something good. New Japan Pro Wrestling, the G1 tournament. Now, I'm a huge freaking fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, while I haven't watched every show, I did get to see the match between Kenny Omega and Minoru Suzuki, and this is only the start of it. It's funny because I watch New Japan Pro Wrestling after having a huge high on wrestling. Then I'll watch WWE and then pretty much kills it. The one thing I find about New Japan Pro Wrestling is that it feels legitimate. It keeps me interested, it keeps me intrigued. I don't watch the Access stuff because the Access stuff is usually old matches, but I do watch a lot of the day shows when they have the tours with the tournament. It's that and the current UK scene in professional wrestling. The UK scene is absolutely on fire. And if there's one guy I like to watch currently in the UK, it's Zach Gibson. I have made it no secret that I'm a fan of that guy, and I think would be someone good for GFW or Ring of Honor or somebody to sign that guy and make him a focal point. He looks like a 1996 Steve Austin with Steve Austin's wrestling ability in WCW, so he's a total package. The fact that this guy isn't on the biggest stage is mind-blowing, and I haven't heard from World of Sport to highlight how good that guy is. So moving on, we are going to go to our first break, so don't go away. More of the Sky Genie Show after the break. Can't get enough of the Sky Genie Show? Check out the website, skygenieshow.weebly.com. There you'll find links to past shows and much more. Go to skygenieshow.weebly.com today for in-depth discussion on professional wrestling as well as politics and the stupid laws in your state. Check out Wrestling's National Committee with Johnny Florida, Old Man Jenkins and Papa Dave Sensei, live on Mixlr on Tuesdays during SmackDown, or the after party of Wrestling Soup, and on Sundays. Check them out. Looking for a podcast instead of wrestling? And check out Get in the Corner with Dogger Baby and Yuck Nasty, 8:30 Wednesday night on Mixlr. Do you need more fruits and vegetables in your diet? Check out juiceplus.com.au today. Juice Plus is the convenient and inexpensive way to add more nutrition to your diet from fruits and vegetables every day. Juice Plus Fruit Blend is made from 7 different fruits. Juice Plus Vegetable Blend is made from 10 different vegetables, grains, plus an array of natural antioxidants, phytochemicals, and fiber in a convenient capsule form. Each ingredient is especially selected to provide you with a wide range of nutritional benefits. We call it next best thing to fruits and vegetables. Check out juiceplus.com.au today. For discussions and opinions on the events of professional wrestling, check out Wrestling Soup with Joey Numbers, Anthony Missionary Thomas, and John Draper as they break down what's good and what's bad in professional wrestling with a light-hearted approach. Thursdays, 9:30 on Mixlr, Saturday morning-ish, and after every WWE pay-per-view, you get a free post-show review. Check out Wrestling Soup, motherfuckers. Hey, have you got a suggestion for stupid shit of the week? Then please send it to Twitter at SDD916. That is at SDD916 on Twitter. Welcome back to the Sky Genie Show. Global Force Wrestling, previously Impact Wrestling, previously TNA, had details leak of contracts, terms and conditions. In these contracts, Global Force Wrestling has put in place that wrestlers who decide to do independent bookings, Global Force Wrestling gets 10% of their pay, and that 100% of merchandise stays with Global Force Wrestling, meaning none of the wrestlers get a cut. I think this is very, very stupid. I mean, for fuck's sakes, these people go out there week after week, day after day, to work for your company. You can't even give these poor bastards something in return, and yet you're probably I'm betting the pay scale is pay per appearance, which means if these guys aren't doing doing indie shows, they don't get paid at all. It's nothing guaranteed or really a sustainable income. This is the same deal that they tried to push on the Hardy Boys that ended up having them leave and have all this big debacle with the deleted Matt Hardy shit. Or broken Matt Hardy. Now, WWE's way of practice is one thing, but at least they pay their talent back. The money they earn on merchandise, they get a cut. Of course, they can't do indie dates. Yet another thing is that Global Force Wrestling would probably be doing, as well as WWE, independent contracting, which technically means that wrestlers would actually be free to choose wherever they go. The fact that these wrestlers have to pretty much pay to do a house show, to do a indie show, is downright robbery. And it's already caused 2 wrestlers to leave. Now, I expect a lot more wrestlers to leave if they're not getting an income, and I honestly hope that this practice does not stay in place. Wrestling is about drawing fans to attendance and making money. That's where they should be getting their cut. But if they're not allowed to make money off merchandise because they can't sustain an income, well, fuck them. And all these GFW defenders or TNA defenders defending this are fucking idiots. Anybody calling for somebody to be fired lose their money. is downright worse than anybody. If you could say somebody's doing a bad job, that's fine. But wishing someone to lose an income that possibly have to feed their family and put a roof on their heads, you're a downright despicable pieces of shit. And I'll be much more harsh, as harsh on GFW as I would be WWE. If WWE was doing the same thing, I'll be on their case as well. You don't have a business if you don't have wrestlers. Treat them well, and you get rewards. And it makes me question Jeff Jarrett as a boss, because that to me seems very shady. And I'm wondering how much money that GFW has actually lost. Because for them to make this kind of outrageous statement means to me that GFW lost a lot of money in the entire time that it's been open. Because let's face it, Global Force Wrestling, when it was first brought on the scene, Jeff Jarrett kept going around everywhere saying there's going to be a wrestling boom. A huge wrestling boom. Well, where the fuck is the boom? Currently in my toilet, that's the only boom that I could think of. Then for years and years and years he was going on about, oh, we're so close. Then we heard nothing. He kept doing TV tapings in arenas that were not even full. He was renting out giant friggin' stadiums and filling it with half the people that would actually attend, or probably not even that. There was even reports I was hearing about 600 people coming to a 10,000 seat arena. That is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. But then they go on and on and on how they're going to be doing this, getting relationships with this company and that company, this company and that company. But when it came time to produce, there was nothing. Nothing at all. And the only time they could get a TV deal with anything is when they took over a company that was failing. Because of a stupid woman who kept putting stupid people in charge of a company that was never going to succeed with her in it at all. And the amount of times that company almost went under. I mean, if Dixie Carter did not end up selling that company to Anthem, she would have been in a lot of friggin' debt. She had tax levies on the company, and that's a bad thing. Because once tax people get involved, they freeze your money. You don't have a business. And it's a good thing that Anthem made the bitch pay it before they even acquired the company. Because who wants a tax debt? Anthem take over. Jeff Jarrett comes in, works out a deal to get GFW to merge with TNA, and this is what you get. A brand new product. Now, I've been trying to give Global Force Wrestling a chance. Unfortunately, my ship has sailed. Now, I'm putting it down to working at the bugs, the fact it is technically a brand new company, but I have no desire to watch Global Force Wrestling at all. There's nothing about it that is appealing to me. The fact they did a match with, was it Jeremy Borash and Josh Matthews, and originally it was booked to be the loser will leave commentary, but yet Josh Matthews is still on commentary. I remember specifically watching that episode of Impact where they announced that. Then you come to the day of the pay-per-view, they kept quiet about it and nothing. And they did another final deletion just without the Hardy Boys, and no offense, while the final deletion was probably a cool thing, without the Hardy Boys it was weird. And not only that, they suspended their world champion because he's having an altercation with Paige, and I may as well get into the next topic now. Another segment with Paige and Paige Del Rio, because she's been issued with an arrest warrant for the incident. Now, I don't know how out of control and out of the hands this may be to Paige and Alberto Del Rio, because here's me thinking if Del Rio filed the charges, he would have dropped them by now, because apparently they've made up. But this tells me that they haven't, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't have much more to say on it. Like, I pretty much did it all last week. I don't really care about the relationship, but it does affect her job in WWE. She could possibly be suspended and could possibly be fired if she's actually convicted and found guilty. And just think, if she is fired by WWE, guess where she's going? She's going to Global Force Wrestling, and that's another problem that they pick up. They pick up wrestlers that are leaving, and they'll pick up a world champion who's, no offense, but as much as a big star that he is, he's not all that exciting to watch. Sorry, but I'm not a Alberto Del Rio fan. I mean, I watched him have his when he was in his main event run, having that main event run with Sheamus, and by God, I was sick of Del Rio by then. Again, my opinion is that Alberto Del Rio should be the heel to face EC3. There is the money. But hey, this is me just spewing logic. WWE logic, I guess this is GFW logic. And the problem is with this is nothing different from TNA. Yes, we do not have Dixie Carter running around like a headless chook in a fucking blood orgy, but nothing has changed. They're signing ex-WWE talent, or ex-WWE stars, and not using them to help make the TNA stars. Make them credible. Give them a rub. And of course he keeps saying, well, EC3 is an ex-WWE guy, but he's not. He was never a WWE star. He is a TNA star. Or now GFW star, because that's where his bread and butter lies. Anyway, that is my rant on Global Force Wrestling. After the break, more of the Sky Genie Show. For in-depth discussion and show updates, go to the show's Facebook at the Sky Genie Show page. Do you need a good laugh after the crap you see on Monday Night Raw? Then check out the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show as they break down Raw and current events in professional wrestling. The Don Tony Kevin Castle show, immediately after Raw. Is it a holiday season and you happen to be sad and lonely and also a fan of professional wrestling? Then check out the holiday edition of the Sky Genie Show. There I look for old shows, whether it be WWE, WCW, ECW, whatever, and I find random shows that I'll review and see how they test today, 2017. Check out the holiday edition here on YouTube. Looking for a good wrestling podcast for Sundays? Because let's face it, who isn't bored on a Sunday, but also wants to have that lazy day? Then check out the Solomonster Sounds off. He breaks down everything that in the week that was professional wrestling. Also check out his Facebook page, where there's numerous discussions on the topics of professional wrestling. Solomonster Sounds off drops every Sunday on Podbean. For those wanting to follow me on Twitter, it's at SDD916. Check it out. Welcome back to the Sky Genie Show. Microsoft has announced that Microsoft Paint will be discontinued and will be phased out over time. There is no word yet on when this will be phased out, but there will be less updates to the program. Now, for me, the Sky Genie Show, pretty much I do all my logos and everything with promotion on Paint. I mean, what do you expect from the worst show ever? It is sad to me that we are losing this program because I've always done a lot of things with Paint, random artworks, and so on. And for me who cannot afford Photoshop, just love making interesting banners for the show and other projects that I have done in the past. So it will be missed here at the Sky Genie Show. It is now time for Stupid Shit of the Week. Now, unfortunately, when you're placating to an audience of zero, you don't really get the suggestions yet. So I went out got my own stupid shit of the week, and that is old people. Now, this isn't a storyline or a TV show, old people in general. Well, over at entitled old people that think they're better than everybody because they're old. That think they're entitled to everything because they're old. That you should give them respect because they're old. But when the same thing is asked of them, they don't give a shit. It's all about themselves. All I have to say to that is, go fuck yourself and die in a hole. I would like to thank you for listening to this episode of the Sky Genie Show. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Check out our website, skygenieshow.weebly.com. And on Facebook, it's the Sky Genie Show page. And on Twitter, it's SDD916. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you later.